Do you know that ancient Egypt and the mighty Roman Empire shared some of the most mysterious, shocking, and almost unbelievable events in history? This is not the Egypt of pyramids and mummies you think you know. Today, I'll tell you stories from Egyptian Roman history that sound like myths, but they're real. The Emperor's Secret Kingdom. When the Romans took Egypt after Cleopatra's death, something strange happened. Unlike other provinces, Egypt didn't belong to Rome. It belonged to one man, the emperor himself. No senator, no governor, only the emperor could rule Egypt. Why? Because Egypt's grain fed all of Rome. If anyone controlled the Nile, they controlled Rome's stomach. So, Augustus kept Egypt like his private treasure, guarded, secret, and powerful. The plague that almost ended everything around the 3rd century AD, Egypt faced something terrifying. A deadly plague swept across the land. People vomited blood, their eyes burned, and fever took thousands of lives every day. It was so bad that people thought it was the end of the world. Mass graves were dug, temples were turned into hospitals, and even Roman soldiers couldn't escape it. Many historians believe this plague was one of the reasons the Roman Empire began to collapse. The queen who fought Rome, you've heard of Cleopatra, but have you heard of Queen Zenobia? She ruled a city called Palmyra, and she dared to fight Rome itself. In 270 AD, her army marched into Egypt and took it over. For a short time, Egypt was under her rule, not Rome's. But the Roman general came back with full force, and Zenobia was captured. Still, for that one moment, a rebel queen ruled the land of the pharaohs. The Roman Sphinx in 2023, archaeologists in Egypt discovered something unbelievable. A small Sphinx statue that didn't look Egyptian. It looked Roman. It had the face of Emperor Claudius. Imagine a Roman emperor turned into a Sphinx. This showed how Rome tried to mix its power with Egyptian gods to make the people believe their emperor was more than a man, maybe even divine. The lost head of Augustus, far south of Egypt in ancient Sudan. Explorers found a bronze head of Emperor Augustus buried under a temple. Why would someone bury the emperor's statue face down? Because it was a trophy. The Kushite queen who defeated Rome's army in that region took the statue and buried it under the temple steps, so every visitor would walk over his face. A hidden act of revenge that stayed buried for 2,000 years. Pompey's Pillar, the fake name. In Alexandria stands a huge stone column called Pompey's Pillar. But here's the truth. It has nothing to do with Pompey at all. It was actually built for Emperor Diocletian centuries later. People just gave it the wrong name, and somehow it stuck for almost 1,700 years, even today. Tourists call it Pompey's Pillar, but it's really Diocletian's forgotten monument. The Roman fortress called Babylon. Yes, Egypt had a place called Babylon, not in Iraq, but in Cairo. The Romans built a massive fortress there around 300 AD. It controlled the Nile and protected trade routes. Later, it became one of the first Christian strongholds in Egypt. Inside its walls today are some of the oldest churches in the world, standing on Roman foundations. The sunken city beneath the waves off the coast of Alexandria lies a city lost beneath the sea. Once a shining part of Roman Egypt, full of temples and statues, now it sleeps under the water. Divers have found marble statues, broken sphinxes, and even the remains of ancient docks. No one knows exactly how it sank, earthquake, flood, or curse. But it's proof that even the greatest cities can vanish overnight. Egypt under Rome was more than sand and pyramids. It was a land of secret power, rebellion, plagues, and buried mysteries. A place where emperors were worshipped like gods, where rebel queens rose and fell, and where history still hides beneath the sea. Who knows what other secrets are still waiting to be uncovered?